It's great to have you on Discourse on Global Television. You're welcome. I am your host, Priscilla Obasi. And today we're going to be talking about as we gear up for 2027 elections. Of course, there are lots of politics and politicking happening across Nigerian political parties. In every democracy, political parties actually serve as the foundation upon which governance is built. They recruit leaders, they develop policies, they mobilize citizens, and they provide platforms through which political aspirants are, used and aspirations are pursued. But beyond elections and campaign rallies lies a question that is becoming increasingly important in Nigeria's political landscape. And those questions are, number one is, how democratic are our political parties themselves? Yes, across the country, discussions about internal democracy continue to generate intense debate, from controversies around party primaries and all of that to questions around candidate selection processes and allegations of imposition, favoritism, godfatherism, exclusion. Many parties in all of this have, at various times expressed concerns. They have at various times, talked about how decisions are made within the political organizations. Now, in recent years, Nigerians have witnessed a growing wave of defections across different political parties. Politicians who were once loyal, who once campaigned passionately for their parties, have moved from that party into a different one. They've moved elsewhere, often citing concerns about fairness, concerns about consultation, concerns around participation and internal party processes. While some see these defections as an evidence of deeper democratic challenges within parties, others argue that political loyalty is increasingly giving way to personal ambition and political convenience. And it all raises questions around, what does internal democracy truly mean? How important is party loyalty in politics? We've seen different kinds of coalitions. We've seen different kinds of the rainbow coalition. Some came up with the zebra coalition. What does all of this mean? Is it allowed by our electoral laws and standards? And how can Nigeria's democracy become stronger if political parties themselves are struggling with democratic practices internally? As the country gradually moves towards another election cycle, these conversations are likely to become even more significant, because the strength of any democracy is often reflected in the strength of its institutions, and political parties remain among the most important institutions in any democratic system. Joining us on Discourse today is Alhassan Haski from Kano State, a Nigerian politician who used to be in the APC, yeah? And at this point, maybe we'll find out where he is. But he would bring all the perspectives of internal democracy, of party politics to us on the show today. You get to meet him after this very short break. Please stay with us. It's good to have you back on the conversation today. We said we're talking about internal democracy. Yes, party politics, power play, and party loyalty. And we're joined virtually on today's conversation with Al Hassan Haske. He is a Nigerian politician, and like I said, he used to be in the APC. He will tell us where he is right now. But it's such a great delight to have you join us, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, let's start with the basics, right? Maybe you give us a history of your political journey. Yes, from when you started politics to where you are at now, and maybe you'll help us understand the different dynamics that came with your political journey.
Uh, Good afternoon, a very good afternoon to you once again, Priscilla, and our viewers. I'm Sayyid Hassan Husky, a businessman, politician. Uh, I was in politics long ago, right from when we were just, we cannot be able to vote in LPP. That was in the 90s, early 90s. That's where I started to learn what is politics and follow up on politics. But when the democratic compensation came back during 99, I have a little bit participated up to today. And I was, as you have asked earlier, I'm a member of different political parties from PDP to APC, and I'm now belong to any political party because on the 7th of last month, May, I have tendered my resignation letter from APC. And before I go deep into this discussion, I would like to thank you and thank your studio for bringing me to say something about this topic because it is a topic that I believe I have specialized in it and I have been shouting, I have been calling for my party, my previous party, APC, that we should try to play an internal democracy with sense of belonging and due process and respect of the rule of law and the party constitution. But I have seen the party and the people that on the government feel that they have all it takes. They no longer respect any constitution due to the, being on power or feeling that they were power drunk, they are above the law, they can do anything, so they don't respect that. And I have every right to say that the party APC is is not respecting the it is constitution. It is not respecting the national constitution. It is not respecting the electoral process and electoral guidelines and constitution. Because I was screened, I was given two certificates, two different times by the party APC to contest for a primary election. But unfortunately, the primary election was not conducted by the party APC. So, and I have appealed to the electoral panel, no anything. I appeal to the party and the people that in government that no, this is not the way the election has to be conducted. This is not the way it was written in our constitution. This is not the way we treated. APC, when we put up our Bali Stadium in Lagos, we elected President Muhammad Buhari. I know there a private election and how it was conducted that brought President Asuwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to power. I have what transpired there being a delegate. So I believe there are so many irregularities, irrespective of due process in the party APC. This is the reason behind my resignation from the party APC.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Well,
Go ahead, sir.
as at now, I can say yes. As at now, I can say the topic you wanted us to discuss or we are discussing is a topic that I have a vast knowledge about it. In the sense that I have contested, as I have earlier mentioned, two times. I have received certificate from the party APC two times, and I know how I was treated, and I know how those elections were conducted. Then currently, the country from all different political parties are
Peculiar
engaging in
to the
primary
APC, or is
election
it
to
across
produce
all the
people.
political parties in Nigeria?
All the political parties in Nigeria are on the process of producing in the process of producing people to be elected in 2027 general election. So all the parties, like Kano State, I think the NDP in Kano State was able to conduct their own on last Saturday. I was privileged. I was not a member of the party APC, but I was privileged to assigned by the national NDC to go and check how the process of the primary election will be conducted in Kano. I was able to help as a member party that conducted, that produced the gubernatorial, senatorial, member house assembly members in the Kano state. And I know how it was conducted. Before now, in Abuja, I know how presidential election was conducted in Abuja, how it done in our city center to mark entirely, and other words, how the primary election that produced House of Reps conducted the APC. Likewise, I have a privileged knowledge on how NDC, ADC, and how ADC produced Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, how APC produced President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, how the NDC produced Peter Grigori to be their presidential candidate. So we have all the vast knowledge, being we are mingling with the friends that are in different political parties. And I mentioned, as I have resigned, I have become from the party APC after spending over a decade doing all what it takes to build the party. But I later realized it is no longer a party that someone can have. It is no longer a party someone can be proud to be belongs to. It is no longer a party that maintaining its manifestos and it is constitution. So I believe I am no longer belonging to any political party, but very soon I will join a political party which will declare to the world that this is where I belong to, and the reason why I feel it is a better political party to join.
Thank you very much for that, sir. So let's talk about the electoral reform 2026. Do you think everything that is playing out right now in primaries across different political parties are a reflection of the electoral reform?
Yes, of course they are, because what I can see is that some parties are doing what they feel it is good for them, and they are trying to do, a confirmation or reconciliation in order to produce a party flag bearer. While others are using all the power they have in order to intimidate others, in order to get the ticket that they are vying for. But honestly speaking, I wanted to use this medium to call the attention of Nigerians that the Electoral Act has given us the mandate and right to say no for any party primaries that was not conducted according to the guidelines of the Electoral Act. What I mean is that it is no longer usual that somebody can just feel like, let me fill the name of the people that I wanted to. So if you do it that way, it is not something that is going to be recommended by the people. And if somebody that feel marginalized will move to court in order to seek redress, probably the party may end up losing that seat. So this is the reason why you can see the main major party, my former party, APC, was not able to sell home to real aspirants that are ready to contest for president, and they may probably beat the incumbent president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but the ticket was not given, the chance to buy the ticket was not given to them by the APC. It's only somebody that is just, it's from them that they wanted, it's just like he's competing with himself, because the other aspirant, presidential aspirant from APC, he was just named, he was just picked, not going through all it takes, not having all the capacity or sincere ready to do what is right. So they only provide him in order to use him to get what they want, that there is another aspirant. That's all they have done. But you cannot say that Amechi in ADC is not sincerely contesting. You cannot say Hayatuddin in ADC is not sincerely contesting. They are all ready and they mean the business. They come out with all their power in order to see that they grab the ticket. But unfortunately, the former vice president was able to use his political, long ago base that he has in every ward or local government in Nigeria to secure his vote. So that's why he was able to beat the two aspirants. Well, in ADC, as you can see, it's only Peter Obi who is the only presidential aspirant, and he became unopposed, declared as a winner. So, but honestly speaking, what happened in APC is a childish play, bringing somebody that will just assume as if he's an aspirant while he was not an aspirant. So this is what happened. So let's go to the, if I'm to give an example, cite an example. Look at the Abuja that we have today in the APC. There are about 3 to 4 people that were able to purchase from, and they mean the business. They have all it takes to make sure that they won their primary elections. But we learned that somebody that is in PDP, somebody that is controlling the national party, has to call some other aspirant that they must resign and allow somebody that just they come to APC within few weeks or months to be the party black bearer. Likewise, the member house of rep nominated by the same APC is somebody that they come within less than 2 months or three from PDP. The tickets was just narrated given to him without proper primary election. You cannot say people, someone like Yakubu Adamu, a zonal secretary of the APC in the North Central Zone, can contest against somebody that just declined within few weeks. But that person was able to have over 13,000 votes, and you are telling me that Yakubu Adamu cannot get only up to 1,000 votes. They just write what they feel they can write, and let them keep on writing what they want at their primaries. But all I know, Nigerians will teach them a lesson that they will no longer accept the rigging that they are feeling they have the power, they have the military, they have the INEC, they will rig elections to their own taste. We will not accept it, and it will not be accepted by Nigerians in Nigeria this 2023, 2027, sorry, because Nigerians are ready to take over. And what I wanted to say is that let the party, the ruling party, understand that no, it is no longer business as usual. Nigerians in 2027, it is going to be a fight between thief and the owner. Nigerians are ready to retrieve Nigeria for themselves. Nigeria that will work for Nigerians, not Nigeria that will work for the selective people that are not ready to work for Nigeria. No Nigerians are saying no. But all I know is that with time they will be able to understand what I'm saying, because I have seen it yesterday in the social media. It is going everywhere. People in Kano, the home base of Konkoso, under Ungwagwa local government, the party chairman was raised by the people in the town, saying he cannot bring Obi, he cannot be an aspirant, he cannot be a sabotage to the will and interest of the Nigerians, using Konkoso by other political parties in order to sabotage the better Nigeria for them. So this is just a beginning. I'm not saying that what was done is right because they were chased, they were molested, harassed. But all I know, it is a signal of the current situation of Nigerians trying to demonstrate on where they are heading.
Now to the limelight. In this conversation, let's highlight a bit on what happened in Kano State yesterday. We saw on social media people tearing down posters, of the Obi Kwankwaso movement. I don't even know if in the first place the campaigns have officially started, but we saw across social media, some people tearing and burning down posters. Can you tell us about that incident?
Well, one funny thing that about that is that what actually happened will testify to you that Nigerians are ready to retrieve their country. Because from all indication, what happened yesterday, it is not a work or a support from the other political party. What I mean from the other political party, more especially the ruling party, we expect that if it is an if it was an ANPP supporters, we can say yes, this is fighting between two political parties. But these are people that belong to no any political parties. But understand that in 2023, Konkoso was able to be used to manipulate to misuse the northern or Kano State vote in order to pave a way for another candidate, not for the sake of his own use, but he has misused the Kano vote for not helping the North or the Kano State. So it is a people without being from any party believe that no, they are no longer ready to accept what is doing to be a politics of sabotage, a politics of I don't care, a politics of showing no concern to them. So people are trying to show us that don't feel that you are our own and you will be used against us. This is what kind of people are saying, according to what I have observed in the crisis between the NDC and Nigerians in Ungogo local government.
That is still quite unclear, though, but let's just go past that. Now, you said you were on an official assignment for the NDC in Kano State, and that assignment, part of it was to help with, I think the conduction of the primaries, right? If I heard you clearly. So, how would you compare the outcome of the primaries in the NDC and what we had in the APC?
If I were to give a mark, I can say the primary election done in NDC is 75 to 80% okay. Well, if I'm to give a mark to the APC in Kano State, I can say it's 35 to 40% okay. Because I know what happened in the APC, that some member state assembly went into a written agreement with the incumbent governor that they will follow him from NNPP to APC, that he is ready. He has assured them 100% to give them their tickets, that they are legitimate party flag bearer if they were able to leave their party and NPP to help him to meet up with the ruling party. They were able to follow him to that party, but at the end, they are telling me or informing us that this is a written agreement that was conducted with the governor in the mini chamber in the presence of the Attorney General of the state. But unfortunately, that agreement was not fulfilled to them.
You may just hold. Can you please hold on with that explanation? We just want to go for a quick break right now. We'll return. Please, I want you to note where you stopped so that we continue the conversation with exactly where you stopped. So, viewers, we'll go for a quick break right now. And when we return, the conversation continues on internal democracy. Please don't go anywhere. It's good to have you back on Discourse. Thank you so much for still being here with us. Now, this conversation goes beyond individual politicians. Of course, we're talking about internal democracy, power, politics, and party loyalty with the wave of defections, with the wave of implosions within Nigeria's political parties. This conversation is a must have. And like I said, the conversation goes beyond just individual politicians or specific parties. It's at its core, it is about our political culture. There seems to be a shift. Is it about trust? Of course it is. And it is also about whether Nigerians can have confidence that political institutions are operating fairly and transparently. We're actually examining party loyalty, defections, and political realignment, and what all of this means for the future of Nigeria's democracy. Yes, we're still joined by Alhassan Haske, and party loyalty for me, at this point is quite dicey, given the way of defections and the effect that has come with such defections. We heard in recent times that a lot of political figures defected from maybe their existing party to the APC. What are those conditions that were laid on the table at the point where they were trying to migrate? Is that what were the conditions? Are they being met now? And at this point, is it affecting the loyalty or the party members that have been loyal all through the times, right? So it happens that a political figure, a bigwig, leaves a particular party and then decides to come into, say, the APC, for example, and then because of his, political journey, because of how important, his importance, you just expect that he is given priority. If a governor defects from his party to the ruling party, what do you expect? Parties have its constitution in such a way that political figure becomes the ruler, the leader actually of that party. So this is a part of the controversy. This is a part of the bone of contention, because when the political figure decides to come to that party, a new party, what happens to other members of the party? How do they get to feel? How does it react? How does it reflect? How does it also affect their political journey? Because there are people that had aspired for positions that new person is coming, to or coming with, because in this case it is with. A governor moves, he becomes a governor, he's still a governor. So the next election cycle is expected that he also campaigns. He also buys maybe the gubernatorial, joins the gubernatorial race and all of that. And other party members would have, start to ask questions around what happened, why I have been here all the while, I've been loyal, and this is how I'm paid back. So it's causing a lot of controversy, it's causing a lot of reactions, it's causing a lot of grievances from existing party members. We're still in the conversation with Alhassan Haske. Thank you very much, sir, for still being here with us. So before we went on that break, sir, you were talking about. Okay, are you with me, sir? Okay, before we went on that break, he was giving us an assessment of the current NDC, the party that has the likes of the OK movement, which comprised of Peter Obi and the Kwankwasia movement. And there recently just concluded primaries, of which he said that he was part of the process and he was on an assignment. So he also just exited from the APC, I think about last month. And of course, we all know that APC also had their primaries. Yes. So we are trying to get an assessment. If we have a political figure that has maybe probably migrated from all existing parties within a short time, it will give us a more comprehensive, detailed assessment. But we have Al-Hassan, who has a wealth. He has a wealth of experience of Nigerian political parties, being that he had been at different parties at different points, and he has also expressed how his grievances towards this said parties. So are you there with us? Can you continue from where you stopped? You were trying to give us an assessment of the just concluded NDC primaries and then compare it to what we had in the APC. Go ahead, sir.
So I can say that
Okay.
the process is conducive for the NDC here at the National for producing Peter Obi, because he's the only aspirant without even Konkoso trying to say I must contest so that he will defeat him and let him become the second. So they didn't frame it that way as it was done in the ruling party. So I can say it is something fair, understandable for Nigerians. Likewise, when you come to articles Abubakar wrote to me, Amechi, and Ayatollah, you can see the process is conducive and accepted. So let's come to the state level. As I've said that I witnessed in Kano, I can say it is okay compared to what has happened in the APC in different, stages. So I believe internal democracy is something that the APC was not able to maintain. I'm a living witness because I have participated about 2 times in order to be, I believe one must win and one must lose. But in politics, how you win matters and how you lose matters. So I believe, as I do see how presidential election was conducted in 2023 or 2015 of Buhari, or at least the one of APC, PDP when Atiku defeated Barrister Yunus Wike. It is something open done before anybody. Both were casted. And we have done the same exercise in Amag in 2016, where Abdullahi Adami Kandudu was able to win clean and clear. It is transparent. And all the aspirants come together and help him to win the election. But you cannot intimidate and not give the credible election to other aspirants, and you expect that those aspirants should genuinely and honestly support you in your secondary election. Intimidation and not utilizing internal democracy, honestly, is what I can say has killed the party APC, because a serving member that become from Labour Party to APC, he believes he's not going to be given a free and fair internal democracy
Okay,
primary
sir,
election. He
there
has to
seems to
leave
be a
the
lot of
APC
technical
in the
hitch
FCT.
at your end.
And
So
that
we'll
is all
just go for a
about
quick break and hope
Senator
that
Obi.
when we
Can he
return,
become
we'll
the
fix
NDC
all of
now?
that. Viewers, this is a must-have conversation again, I say, and let's go for a quick break. When we return to the topic. Please stay with us. If there's any message every Nigerian must get from today's episode is democracy or elections does not start on elections day. It actually begins long before the election day. It begins long before you arrive at your polling units. It actually begins at political parties at primary level, and that is why every single Nigerian that is eager to fix Nigeria must get interested, must get involved in party politics. This is the time to spotlight those things that are called irregularities, because whether you like it or not, it makes or mar your eventual outcome on elections day. Yes. So how candidates emerge actually matters. How the decisions are made to make them emerge actually matters. Whether it's an ordinary party or member, whether they have a voice or not, whether decisions are made by a selected few, all of that matters, because the candidate that is presented at the primary level becomes the candidate that is presented at the ballot box that is being put on the ballot paper. So Nigerians must understand that internal democracy is the foundation of our democracy. Yes, it is the foundation of our democracy. So the processes that comes with it, if that process is flawed, it ultimately affects who you want as a leader. So today, we are looking across, Nigeria's political landscape. We're also witnessing a period of significant political activity in recent times. There are conversations around coalitions, conversations around opposition alliances. There's also this rainbow coalition, which I heard in recent times, and I'm wondering where is it coming from. I've also heard people rumor the zebra coalition. So I don't know if you've heard all of these terms, but you may want to help our viewers understand what all of this means. As we get towards 2027 elections.
Priscilla, as you have said earlier, or as I have mentioned, it is known to anybody that internal democracy is the backbone of democracy. And any party that cannot be able to maintain internal democracy, that party is sending signal to Nigerians that, yes, even at the external, they cannot be able to do the right thing for Nigerians. So several occasions of this misuse of internal democracy has happened in APC. And any party that feel like they can do it, it will not yield a better tomorrow for them. Because if you are able to do the right thing, Nigerians are watching, and they would help you toward delivering your candidate at the secondary election. But if you are not able to maintain the internal democracy, you are telling Nigerians that even at the general election, you cannot be able to do the right thing. So let me move on to the Rainbow Coalition, as you are saying, or the former word, sometimes they call it Wukeism. So Rainbow Coalition is a state whereby go and do all your manipulations and get the ticket, then we'll use another different party, collect our results and try to mobilize to work against you, that you are within our party. And if it is from the other party, it will do the same, because the right thing was not done. So at this juncture, I wanted to only appeal to two organizations in Nigeria. Those organizations are INEC and security, that it is no longer business as usual. Nigerians want to wake up and fight for what belongs to them. So the Nigerian INEC staff should not think that they should do things business as usual, that they must respect the interests of the people in order for peace to reign in the constituencies and the country in general. Then the security agencies, that they must make sure that no matter an order or a money inducement did not be used to them in order to monopolize the election. No, I'm not saying that the security is all anybody at the INEC, anybody that give you the money, collect the money, but do the right thing, do the thing that the people voted for. Respect the people's interest if we want this country to remain as one indivisible country, that you should do your job diligently, that you should respect the interests of the people. This is my call to these two institutions, that the Nigerian security and INEC. Well, about the Rumbo coalition, as I have said, or as the Zebra they call it, it's a situation whereby, let me give you an example. In FCT, there is a woman that is above a woman or a man. Several men, I can say, she's above the several men. That woman is now the party flag bearer of NDC, Madam Amanda Pham. She has a good political track record in AFCT. She's a mother. And people from different parties are ready to vote for her. If I tell you the 60 to 70% of APC members in FCC today are ready to work for Senator Amanda Pham in APC, I mean what I'm saying. The APC people from Labour, the ADC, people from Labour Party, people from NDC are ready to work for that woman. They call it Zebra Coalition. So it is a matter of Nigerians understand those that are either in the system or those that are ready to work with them. That's the people that are ready to vote for, not someone who just feel that he has the power to manipulate, to write what he wants. It is over. It is not going to be possible and accepted by Nigerians at this time.
Thank you very much, sir. So, I mean, if we say Nigeria is, we want to take Nigeria to where it should be, and I kind of feel like there's a thin line between party loyalty and maybe democracy, right? Democracy, on one hand, is saying, oh, let's fix Nigeria, let's select the right person, right? Let's bring in the right person to do the job based on our assessment. And maybe if the person comes from a political party, whether we align or not to that party, it is, you know, our choice to pick the right leader. So great leadership is beyond party politics if we are trying to select the best of leaders. So do you think we are at that point where we should, based on our peculiarity, do you think we're at that point as a nation where we look beyond party politics, beyond party membership, beyond party candidates, and, you know, look for credible candidates? There are times that you can have a person, you know, at maybe presidential level, someone you are inclined to, basically because of their principles, because of all that they bring. And then when you look at, you know, the gubernatorial race and every other kind of race, maybe the House of Reps, House of Assembly, and all of that, there are people that they don't really match. You're not so inclined to them, but you are inclined to people from other parties. So is it okay if Nigeria at this point now, because most times we are looking at party, yes, party politics, party candidates, but do we look beyond party candidacy right now and look for credibility? And even this also applies to party members. Have we got to that point? Because of the state Nigeria is in right now. We are talking of the economic.
I'm sorry to cut you, Priscilla. I'm sorry to cut you. Priscilla, the level of understanding or the situation that Nigerians found themselves today, they believe that they must go above 40 but better Nigeria. Because they believe that if you belong to the ruling party, we are buying the same fuel at the same price. They believe we are buying bag of rice at the same price. They believe we are suffering together and we must work together in order to find a better solution for ourselves. This is what is happening. So me, I feel like, I really understand that it is a mandate for Nigerian politicians to take it deeply on mobilizing how the electorate should assess aspirants and who are the aspirants with the quality that they should vote for. So, but unfortunately, the politicians are more of getting a ticket than getting an enlightenment to the electorate. So, but thank God, the persuasion, the persecution, and the pressure and the level of, undemocratic process and bad governance had led Nigerians to understand where they found themselves, and they must work for a way out for themselves. This is the situation we are. And let me go back a little bit to you according to the primary election. The former Minister of Foreign Affairs from Bauchi State, I think, I forgot the name, Foreign Affairs Minister from Bauchi State, he has said it, and I have seen it categorically in social media, that there was no primary election. He went to Bauchi to contest it, but he has said it. There was no any primary election in Bauchi. It is only stated that President Tinubu said this is the person that is going to be given to the ticket by somebody, an elder or a governor or somebody from the state. This is what happened. The election was not conducted. And how do you expect him to feel? And how do you expect his followers to feel? That they feel they were not wanted, they were not respected, they were not carried along, and they are not worthy to be even given a chance to have a trial. So that is undemocratic process, and it is a wound that you are given to others in their mind that they will never forgive or forget, or they will never forgive you. And when it comes to the general election, you will pay for what you have done to them. So this is the situation we find ourselves here in Nigeria, and I'm very grateful to God, and I'm still appealing to Nigerian electorate that anybody that is contesting that happen to be a flag bearer should be checkmated thoroughly on his manifestos, and it is the responsibility of those that is going to be elected to enlighten the youth, to enlighten the electorate on why they should be elected, irrespective of their political party or positions. I'm telling you, this time around, electorate will collect their rice, will collect their spaghetti, and they will not vote for them. Let them even distribute cow or ram. People will collect and they will not vote for them.
Okay. I wish we could say more. I wish you can actually say more. But it's an ongoing conversation, especially as we get towards 2027 elections. But I want to say a very big thank you to you, sir, for taking your time to help us analyze this very topic of discussion. It's been a great time with you, and we'll continue the conversation in some other day. But for now, we have to go because our time is fast spent. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for having me, and I will be with you one day, one time, to say more that APC has failed Nigeria in internal democracy. There was no internal
Okay,
democracy.
thank you, sir. Democracy to our viewers. Democracy is not only tested during elections, like I said, it's tested within the institutions that produce candidates, shape policies, and represent citizens. Political parties remain essential pillars of our democratic governance. And when questions arise about fairness, participation, accountability, and inclusion within those parties, those questions inevitably affect the broader democratic process. This has been discussed on global television, and I still remain your host, Priscilla Obasi. Remember to stay informed and be part of conversations shaping the nation. Bye for now.